All right, Patrick. So your demo is going to be what?
I think someone posted a couple things, how to copy files to a disk image from their host. And then there was another one on how to take a disk image and put it on a actual floppy.
Yeah, that was me.
So,
Sorry,
so
sorry,
I
I
want
was listening.
those happen to be questions that I can do easily. So,
Yeah,
so I like them.
okay, awesome.
And then of course there's this is how I do it. There's lots of ways to do it. And I'm using because I'm doing all this Altair stuff. I think I posted a message if someone was familiar with CPM tools on doing that, but I don't think CPM tools will work with these Altair hard sector images, which is probably why I don't use it.
Okay.
So I was going to show a couple other ways to do it. Are all you guys familiar with the Altair Z80
Yeah.
simulator?
No, but don't worry about that. I'm so
No.
early on this. I'm just watching.
Okay, I use Altair Z80 Simulator for just about everything I do with my Altair, um, because it's just really easy to use. It works with sorry, I didn't plan this very well. So when it boots up, like I have just a 50, an 8 MB serial image. It uses the same images that you would put on that you would use with the FDC Plus. So this disk image, if I put it on the ESP32 and booted, it would look identical. So the files, this disk image can be used for either system. And as far as moving programs back and forth, the Altair Z80, they wrote two CPM programs. One's called R for read, and one's called W. And with these with R and W, I can copy files from my CPM disk to my host and from the host back to the CPM disk. So like, for example, on this disk, let's say I needed to put MBasic on it. I would just write R mbasic.com. And now if I do an LS, I have MBasic on this disk image. And MBasic was it's just sitting here in my directory. I got MBasic Star Trek. And then the disk image I'm using is just your normal CPM 22 8 MB 56K. So now if I wanted just like Star Trek on here also, I can just read it on, and now I can run. And now I got, so that's what I do. I use the simulator, and I use this RW command, R and W commands to move files back and forth. The main reason I use it, because I think it's really straightforward. Like CPM tools, you have to make like a disk defs. There's a lot of stuff you put on the command line. Depending on which, like let's say you're working with a JDD or a disk jockey or a tarbell or tarbell double density or an Altair disk or all those different disk formats require like a different disk def and CPM tool, where all those disk controllers are supported in the Altair Z80 simulator. So if you configure it to use like a JDD and you load a JDD CPM, you can still use the R command or the W command to move files back and forth between those. It'll automatically, like on a tarbell double density controller, the first track is single density, the rest are double density. It takes care of all that for you. Because R and W are just CPM commands, it'll just always move the files back and forth.
So you're working with a real floppy disk drive to put the files on.
Right now.
No, I'm saying with this simulator, the Z80 Altair Z80 simulator, you can connect to a real floppy drive to move files on and off?
No, these just move files back and forth on the disk images. This is like I said, this is typically for people that are using like the serial server.
Right.
To do it on a real floppy drive, there's another way you got to do it, and I'm going to show that too.
Okay. So is this connected to the serial server then?
No, but this is the same disk image that can be put on the serial server.
Right.
And like I made another little, to kind of show how that works. I made a little script called edit disk, and basically it will grab like this blank 330K disk from my FDC Plus or from my ESP32. Then it'll load Altair Z80, which is going to make this blank disk drive B, and then when I'm done, it's going to put it back on my ESP32. So I don't have to do anything really with my ESP32, and I don't have to do anything. I use NCFTP. I don't know if that's available for Windows. So this should work.
Well, there's a million FTP programs for Windows.
Yeah, I don't know how you have a script. Oh, I don't even know if my ESP32 is even plugged in. Sorry, guys.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think of R and W. I use those to move files. I was compiling within the simulator, so I'd do all my coding in I don't know, Sublime or something on the Linux system, something there, and then on the simulator, I'd run little submit scripts to use R and W to write them back and forth.
Exactly.
So I never thought about it for the disk. Well,
yeah,
I was doing it. Okay.
I do the same thing. I make submit scripts, like, so I'll use VI to edit my source code.
Yep.
Then I go to the simulator. I just type submit whatever. It reads it, assembles it. Then it writes the hex file, the print file, and all that stuff back out to my host. And then if I'm running and single stepping, I can look at the print file. And then usually if it works pretty good on the simulator, then I go take it to the hardware. And then I run it on the actual hardware and see if it still runs.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had it where if you run like the FDC serial server, and then like this blank 330, and if I have my Altair connected to this, I can be using the same disk image while I'm running the simulator that my Altair is using. And as I make changes on my host, when I go back to my Altair, I press Control-C, and the changes I made in real time show up on my Altair. There isn't even like, when I actually start working on my Altair with the hardware, yeah. I do it that way, so that I don't really move files around and do all that sort of stuff. It just sees it in real time.
So there's no real locking then or anything like that. You don't have to worry about any kind of locking.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got to make sure you're not, reading and writing on the Altair at the same time you're reading and writing on the simulator. Yeah. But as long as you do your own file locking,
yeah,
okay. It really works well for when you start developing on the hardware, because you can just assemble on the simulator and then on the Altair run it. And then, that didn't work. Assemble it on the simulator and then run it. Yeah. You're not waiting for the Altair to do it. It's cheating, but
that works.
But it's pretty quick. Let me see if I fixed my yeah, I don't know. I should have had that hooked up before I left. Someone bought an ESP32 and I ripped everything apart to build it and send it to him.
Don't stress it, man.
So anyway, that's another thing you can do, though, is you can kind of like set up an automated thing to move files back and forth between your ESP32, or just use like your Windows serial drive server, and it automatically is talking to the same disk image. So that's how I do it on the host. Like I said, I use a simulator because I'm hopping around different controllers, doing different things, and it just works with all of them. The only problem you can run into is the simulator uses port FE to do all of its transfers. So if you have hardware that also uses port FE, then it won't work. but that's pretty rare. I started working on on another version of R&W where you can specify a port number, but I don't have that done. So if you had to move it down to like, F0 or FA or something, you can make it work, but don't have that done. So the next thing I was going to show is I have is this camera on?
I
Is
see
it
ya.
Patrick's iPhone? Is my iPhone camera on? Do I gotta?
Yeah, I can see you on the iPhone.
No,
I'm trying to
there's
figure out how to.
second.
Trying to.
There's one that's blank, just says Patrick Lynch Truth.
I'm trying to figure out how to make it show me so I can turn my camera around. I did it the other day because you don't want to see me.
I can see you.
Oh, there it is. Boink. Now, is it showing me or is it showing my floppies?
You.
Showing you.
Gosh.
Now you got now we're seeing the other way. Now we're seeing your
Yeah,
floppy
that's
drive. Your
Oh,
8
okay,
inch.
good. So we're gonna do now is. I'm sorry.
The other Patrick Lynch Truth is still a black screen.
Well, you should see my screen on the other.
Oh, I see your desktop.
Yeah, you should see my desktop.
I'm seeing both.
On,
Yeah, so you should see.
but the
I
third
kind of want to show you both. So what we're kind of doing.
yeah.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take one of these disk images, like the Altair Z80 simulator uses, and we're gonna put it on an actual floppy. So I just have in here I have just basically the FDC plus, a serial card in my 8080, and I got one 8-inch floppy.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and again, this is just a way to do it. So I'm going to boot into Altbon. Now, Mike Douglas made these programs called PC to Flop and Flop to PC. Have you guys heard of those?
No, I didn't.
So on his website, that's let me bring his website up. If you go to like 8-inch floppy, there's a folder here called disk image transfer. And he wrote these programs called PC to Flop and Flop to PC. Now the issue with these programs is like these ones here are specifically for an Altair disk controller and a 2SIO console. Myself and other people, we've like ported Flop to PC to like the Tarbell controller, the JDD controller. I think I don't know. We've done like there's North Star Horizon. Anyways, there's a bunch of these different programs. I have one now for the VersaFloppy 2 and the SBC 100. So what these programs do is they take one of these disk images on your computer, they transfer it over X modem, and then the computer writes out the tracks. It just sends tracks over, and it writes those tracks out to the disk. And when you're done, you should have on your floppy disk a copy of what's on the disk image. And that's what we are going to do.
Yeah, if you want to find those files on DRAMP, just go to Google search and say DRAMP space PC to flop, and you'll get right to that folder.
Because we don't so I'm not going to boot an operating system. I'm not going to do anything. All we are is in the monitor.
Yeah.
I'm going to hex load from port 0 the hex file of PC to flop. And then I'm just going to send it. And then of course, flop to PC is the opposite. You can, if you want to you have a floppy disk and you want to make an image of it on your computer, then and that you can just run from CPM because you already have like CPM running or something. Actually, it'll run without CPM. If you had a disk image and you didn't have an operating system, I think you can run it without CPM also. But that'll take a disk image and copy it to your host. So we'll just go ahead and send this. That's a hard sector floppy. All the Altair stuff runs with hard sector. Mike does have, I think there's an option you can do it soft sector, but it won't do it with the shoe guard. It needs a direct drive floppy. And that's, again, that's the problem with these disk images for the Altair using like CPM tools. They have all the track information in the disk image in addition to the data. Most of your soft sector disk images, like for the Tarbell or the the SD systems, the VersaFloppy, any soft sectored media, most of the disk images just have the data payload. There's no track information. There's no sector information, and that's why the Altair is kind of unique in this case. So we'll go to 100. I'm going to tell it we're going to write the image to drive 0. This version will work with 2 SA on port A or B, or the old 88 SIO. I'm going to use port 2 because it's running at 38.4, because it'll actually keep up with 38.4. And now I do send file. We're going to send just this buffered version of CPM. So now it's sending the disk image over X modem to the PC to flop program. And once it fills up RAM, you'll see it write the buffer out. So shouldn't have done. Anyone have any questions, or while this is?
So the 8-inch drives, as I was looking at them, I have a couple of shoe guards that I picked up over the years, just never messed with them. The power supplies on them are a little different. It's not like your standard, 5.25-inch, connector type thing. It seems like there's some of them need AC to drive the motor
Yeah,
and some other things. So how are you powering yours there, I guess is my question.
I can show you that while it's doing its thing. I have, I don't know if you can, I can't see what I'm showing you because I don't know why.
I see a white block
Uh-oh.
on the floor.
Oh,
No, I
gosh.
see nothing.
I saw a little
Are
box
you all
on
right?
the floor.
No, I just pressed an arm power button on the phone.
Oh, well, we can still hear you.
Yeah, I put it back in there.
There you are.
Yeah, so that is a power supply that provides all the voltages that
Did you make it, or did you pick it up somewhere? Or?
I actually I found this on eBay with all the connectors on it already for 8-inch drives.
I
So
gotta keep looking. Yeah.
So like
Those big,
it's got these connectors on them, and there's
Yeah.
2 of them, and then it has this, and then it has the AC passes through. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
For the actual, so that's what I use.
What voltage are they?
I think it's what is it?
24.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while since I looked at them.
Yeah, it's plus 24,
24 volts, yeah.
plus 5, and I think minus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
I
Go
have an 8-inch case for 2 half heights that I want to get working with, like mean wells or something. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I mean, I also, as I've bought a lot of stuff over time and just kind of held on to it. I have an 8-inch case with 2 full heights, and it does power up. I haven't powered it up in a long time, but last time I had it powered up and the drives would kind of spin a bit. But there's a whole bunch of stuff with the 8-inch alignments and other things I understand that you have to kind of get into sometimes. But
There is, and I do have an alignment disk for these, but I've never gotten down to look at them.
You haven't had to.
No.
Oh, cool.
I talked to Mike a little bit, and he kind of showed me how to do like a rough alignment without a disk. I hadn't had the disk yet.
Yeah.
And I haven't really had any problems since I did that. Yeah, I have a couple Mitsubishi half-height double-sided drives that I want to get working someday.
I got about 15 SE800 drives, Sugar 800.
I got 3.
And I did an alignment, and I actually videoed it for Patrick and others, but I couldn't edit I couldn't get the thing edited down good enough.
That would be a cool like Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that. Like I say, I have the equipment, and I've just finally getting the serial stuff to work. I'm now excited to kind of go the next level and actually put a real floppy drive on it. And thought maybe
Heck
the
yeah.
8-inch might be the way to go. Yeah, I mean
You pretty much need a dual tray scope, but it doesn't need to be a super fancy scope.
Yeah.
So the disk image is done. It says,
Okay.
creation of disk successful. We'll go ahead and reset, go back normal. So I have the FTC Plus. I just have the first switch up for the drive type.
There's CPU board.
It's a 8080 repro.
No, I said that's what we're looking at.
Oh, like I said, I can't see my own video.
There you are.
Oh, no.
That it?
There's the FTC Plus.
Okay, yeah. So I just have it set, to use ShoeGuards as an Altair disk. Just that first one up, and then we'll just go ahead and do boot. And now the disk image has been put on the floppy.
Cool.
So now let's say, to make this more fun, so now let's say I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to put MBasic on here. I can't remember if I mentioned, but Mike Douglas made those PC and PC to flop to PC programs. He also made these 2 programs, PC Get and PC Put.
Yeah, those I've seen. They seem to be on a lot of the images.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's kind of like the PC to flop and flop to PC. They run on CPM. They won't run by themselves, but they're made for a specific IO serial IO card. So like this is for the 2SIO. Because it doesn't use CPM to do the X modem transfer, it's too slow. It talks directly to the serial ports. So even if you had an Altair disk, but you were using, let's say, a 2ART controller or something for your serial ports, then you would have to basically make a PC Get and PC Put to work with that serial hardware. But the CPM side pretty much just goes from machine to machine. You just have to make sure you have one that matches your serial port. So I can do PC Get mbasic.com. And again, I'm going to tell it to use port B. And then we'll send. Got it in here somewhere.
So you still chose X modem when you're sending it over.
Yeah, the PC Get Put and the PC flop to PC and PC to flop use X modem.
X modem.
The Term on Windows just does it automatically.
So now if I do LS, I should have MBasic again.
Yeah, there you are.
So that's another way to move files back and forth And that's really about the only way I know to do it with real media.
Yeah.
Is using PCGet and PCPut.
I was going to mention, and this is just because I've watched way too many videos. A grease weasel. Have you guys messed with that at all? Okay, I've seen people do a lot of stuff with it, and I haven't been. I have one, but I haven't been able to. I haven't tried to do anything with it at this point. So okay.
I used it a lot a couple years ago
Yeah.
To get old floppy images.
Yeah, that's what it pulls it off at the flux level, I think is what they called it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it actually it copies the flux level your disk, and I think it'll write it back, so you have like an exact copy.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you wanted to use I'm just having all kinds of problems today.
Do you know what? I'm trying to access that site as well because I'm actually just trying to get a PDF off it, and I'm getting the same grief.
Oh, maybe it's down.
I just messaged Patrick asking about a manual for the SBC 100. So I'm trying to get it off that, but it failed.
Yeah, dramp.com. I can't get to it either. Unable to connect.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Oh no, I connected.
Let's see. Maybe.
Another Yorkshire thing then, I
Oh,
guess.
actually, I had to do www.dramp.com. I'm sorry. I just did.
Huh.
So I did https://www.dramp.com, and now I'm on it. I don't know if there was difference.
Oh.
Sounds no. Oh, you're on it. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no. Yeah, I've got it.
So if you want to transfer these disk images, like let's say you had a tarbell and you wanted to move a tarbell disk image, you can find them like here's disk image transfer for tarbell.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, there's all kinds of them out there, and if if someone gets a hardware combination that one doesn't exist, then we can usually just make one.
One of the neat things I found out recently in talking with Mike is that I've been all tarbell single density controllers since the 70s, and when I was talking with him, I found out that his FDC Plus will work with a tarbell hard controller with a tarbell controller itself. So you can have both the FDC Plus and the tarbell controller in there and go back and forth between them.
Yes, he has a version of CPM, I think A and B or Altair, and C and D and tarbell.
Yeah,
yeah,
which is really cool. He also said he rewrote the BIOS to make it work a lot faster. So even if you're trying to use the original tarbell disk drives and controller, it works a lot better with his stuff than it does with the original.
Cool.
Yeah, I use the I love having an FTC Plus. They're just awesome. Because for the same thing, when I was working on the SDOS and working with the VersaFloppy, I had my FDC Plus installed and my VersaFloppy controller installed, and they don't conflict with each other. So I was able to boot Altair CPM and run software that talks to the VersaFloppy without having to actually have a VersaFloppy boot disk or any of that stuff. So I used it to make a lot of the VersaFloppy boot disk and get SDOS running. It's such a versatile controller, and with the disk images and being able to use the serial server, you could slap a tarbell, and you could probably slap just about any disk controller in there, as long as it's not conflicting with I/O ports, and then just write your software under the Altair stuff to manipulate your I think you can run PC to flop or flop to PC under Altair for the tarbell, and then just have your floppies hooked up to your tarbell. It's the FTC Plus is just, the software is so reliable. It's just where I would start.
Yeah.
And when I first got started with the the Altair 8800 about 3 years ago. That's not when I first got started. It was 1975, but as a college kid, I couldn't afford to do anything. But now I'm doing it. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I got started, and so people said, build an Altair 8800C. Well, I had also ran out to Oceanside, California, picked up a whole bunch of old computer equipment, including some 8-inch drives and 4-inch drives and stuff, and thinking I was going to need to use those. But then when I got the FDC Plus board put in my computer, I'm going like, there ain't no way in hell I'm going to mess with that old hardware. You know, it's just that's for people that want to play with that stuff. But so the only thing I've done for my two Shugart 800s is I made nice oak wood cabinets for them, and the same as at the SA 400. Nice little oak cabinet for it. Helps keep the dirt out.
They look good.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
sitting on a shelf out of the way, and I actually had 3 of the 8-inch drives, and I gave one to somebody else that volunteered to pay for the postage.
They're not obtainable over here. I've looked. This can't be bought for. They're just gold, like gold in the UK or in the EU. So I don't have any intention of trying to get hold of any of these. I think it's unrealistic. I'm going to sort of try and do the CF sort of storage and try and emulate it in the future. I'm miles from that. I'm like 100 miles from that. So, but
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's achievable for me.
Wasn't the 3.5-inch floppy close enough to the 8-inch that you could use a 3.5-inch setup? I remember seeing something about that. Does anybody have a?
There's a interface somebody made for some computers, but I don't know if that goes to the Altair.
now the FDC Plus will work with 5.25-inch drives also. They'll look like 8-inch drives to the
Okay.
Altair, so you can go that route. And
Somebody said that.
yeah, and I believe that, and some people have got it working with 3-inch drives also. They have to be able to run at 360 RPM. Same thing with the 5.25.
Yeah.
And I think some of the signals are different on the 3-inch, so you might have to jigger with it a little bit. But I think I had it working once. It was a while ago.
Yeah, there was adapter boards, right? That could go from the 50 pin to the 34 and stuff, that type of stuff. And
well, like the FDC Plus I believe it comes with that adapter.
Yeah.
And it's just you have to have the right drive that'll run at 360 RPM.
A TIAC or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a GFR or something.
Yeah,
I have
55 GFR or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's what I read. I'm not going to go there.
Then there's also
That's like a money
these
pit.
there's also these little GoTech drives, which I guess you can hook up. And
Yeah.
here's one of those 50 to 34 pin adapters.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a GoTech in my Morrow MD3, I think, and it works good.
Yeah, I've got a load of CF cards because a lot of my friends are photographers, and I just got in touch with them, and they all sent me all these 2 gig and these 4 gig CF cards. So I've got about 5 or 6 of them now, just sat in the cupboard, and I'm thinking,
use them.
That should work for me.
There you are.
Or for free.
Since I got that ESP32 FDC adapter, I'm going to use that on probably everything, because it frees up my computer from having to run a bunch of different FDC Plus servers.
Oh yeah, and on that, I think I have the Wi-Fi problem fixed on the latest release I put out. What I realized was it wasn't smart enough on its own to pick the closest Wi-Fi access point. So there's a way you have to do something different to tell it to do that. Because I think it was connecting to the one upstairs, not the one down here in the basement for some reason. So now that I've made that change, it seems to work good now. It connects to the closest one.
Do all you guys have basements or cellars then?
Yeah.
I've got
Paul,
I've got the opposite. I'm in Charleston, South Carolina, and it's called the Low Country. So we don't have basements. Instead, we have things called frogs, finished room above a garage.
Gotcha.
I have a cellar, but it's full of spiders. And I mean, it's like, my house is 140 years old,
Oh,
and I'm
Oh,
not going to
wow.
sit in the cellar. Nah, not a chance, mate. It's just not happening.
hey Paul, there's a outfit in Germany that I'm pretty sure has 8-inch drives, 4-inch drives. I mean 5 1/4 inch drives. I've seen their ads a couple of times on the internet, but I don't remember the name because it's too far for me to buy stuff. But I'm pretty sure it was either in Germany or Switzerland, one of the two. So you might hunt down vintage computers in Germany and Switzerland.
Well, I lived in Germany for a long time. I speak German, so maybe I could pop over and sort something out.
Yeah.
Ich wohne out Deutschland. Maybe I'll pop over.
yeah.
But I think not. I worked with floppy drives a long time, and MFM drives and RLL drives, and they're just a misery, aren't they? When they're not working, it's just it's hard work, isn't it?
It's
It is.
nostalgia. I mean, going back to, I like I said way back when I didn't do much with the 8-inch stuff and the S100 stuff. I was like just maybe slightly behind behind that with the Texas Instruments and the Commodores and the that kind of stuff. So did a lot of 5 1/4 inch and 3.5 inch stuff for years. But yeah, I remember loading some Windows software, 30 disks later, or Novell. I think I did a Novell 2.2 Gen way back when with, a whole bunch of disks. And so,
Right.
I was a Novell engineer for many years, Joseph. Yeah, I remember it
yeah,
well. 2.15
yeah,
SFT,
oh yeah, yeah,
2.2, 3.12, and all that kind of.
yeah.
Yeah,
We were running I think 311 or 312, right? I
yeah,
think it was
that's it.
right around there. But there was a old set of 2.2. I can't remember the exact version, but old set of discs. So I brought them home to learn because at that point I was doing more PC support. And
Yeah,
yeah, it was an interesting thing. I don't want to take
yeah.
up the meeting side. I'll reminisce forever. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead, Patrick. What are you doing there, bud?
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what all my problems are. I don't know
how long you got?
why something on my network can't be reached.
Oh,
Really
there you
bizarre.
are.
I'm actually on the Raspberry Pi right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what its Wi-Fi issue is.
So it looks like if you hit one, so is that your gateway?
Yeah,
So it can hit the gateway, but it can't go in your route is showing
and it
the gateway, and that looks normal.
it did this the other day, and then in 5 minutes just started working. So I don't. Oh, why is it?
You don't have any like firewalling kind of thing built in on it, right? None of that kind of thing.
No. Well,
Okay.
I just installed it. What's interesting is it's replying from. It's getting Huh. I don't know what his problem is. I'll have to look and see if
Yeah.
there's a firewall. Like I said, I just did the image the other day, and it's the latest one.
And usually a firewall is fine for letting stuff go out and for pings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, wouldn't think it's a firewall, but it's just throwing
I
it out
mean,
there.
that's another computer. That's another computer,
Yeah.
and that's my ESP32.
Interesting.
That's bizarre.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to sign off. I got to go take care of some other stuff. See y'all later.
Take
Yeah.
care, Terry.
Alrighty.
Thanks,
Bye,
Patrick.
Terry.
Terry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, you know, I just got to watch for duplicate IP. I mean, that
It
would
can
be
get
another
to
thing.
it. Like my Mac can get to it.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So then,
I don't know what it is with the.
There was a thing on DF Robot about the ESP32 versus the Raspberry Pis, and they say the ESP32s just walk over those things. They don't like the Raspberry Pi at all.
Yeah, it's not able to get ARP for some reason. Oh well, something to figure out. Something to figure out. Like I did it, and then just it magically started working. So that's all I had. Unless someone has any questions about what it is we looked at.
I think you answered most of it. I'm sure if I think of something, I'll post it or I'll hit you up with a question.
Oh,
The goal is to get something, you know, some disk working. Maybe the 5 1/4 because I think I have a few more of those floating around. So
Yeah, I think it's fun. I like working with the floppies,
yeah,
especially trying to get like an operating system that you hadn't booted before.
yeah.
That
I
you're
I
actually booting.
I think one of my concerns is I know I have media, but I think it might be all soft sectored. That might be my problem. Um,
I can
yeah,
send you well
yeah.
for for eight for 8 inch.
Okay.
I can send you hard sector, and I think
Yeah.
I have some hard sector 5 1/4 somewhere.
No, yeah, I don't. So yeah, the 5 sector would the 5 1/4 would have to be hard sector as well for all this, right? Everything has to be
No,
hard.
if you're like to use the 5 1/4 inch with the FTC plus,
Yeah.
you can use soft sector.
Okay.
In fact, you can use soft sector on 8 inch drives if they're not belt driven. The
I got.
timing's good enough.
Yeah.
If you have direct
Yeah.
drive,
Direct
you can
drive.
actually
Yeah.
use soft sector.
I'll have to. Most of them are belt driven. They're older Shugart type things. I don't know what's inside the case because I haven't opened up that the case with the two drives in it. So that'll be uh you know thing. And then the 5 1/4 inch, definitely have some belt driven 5 1/4 inch floating around too. But I know I have some direct drives, so I'll have to
And
look.
a Mike's website, and I can't remember if it works with belt driven drives, but he has like an index generator where it like generates the index pulses on behalf of the floppy drive when you don't have the right media. And I
Okay.
can't remember what the limitations are on that. Now I do need to get one just to try it.
It's a card that you're putting in line or what is
Yeah,
it?
it goes in your it goes in line with your floppy disk cable,
Okay.
and I think it's powered by a 9 volt battery,
Okay.
if I
That's
remember.
interesting.
Because it can't get power from anywhere. You can't get it from the drive cable, so I think it's a 9 volt battery, and
Yeah,
I do need to get one just to see what it does.
yeah.
But I guess it simulates hard sector floppies with soft sector media.
Okay. Paul, did you have a question? I'm sorry. I think I jumped out when you were asking something.
no. I was just
Uh,
waiting for you guys to finish. Yeah, an odd one. It's nothing mainly related. I'm still miles away from anything like tangible, and I appreciate you guys for sort of letting me in here. But I generally am out on the rim, literally at the moment. Um, at some point, I'm going to want to connect to my SBC 100, which I know that I'm going to be talking to Patrick in a month or two. In a month or two, because we're not even there. I obviously use a standard laptop which doesn't have a serial port. It has a USB connector. Now, when I used to work with switches like Cisco and HP, we used to use the USB to 9-pin serial connector,
Uh-huh.
the
yeah,
cable. What do you
um,
use in modern money to connect to your 25-pin connector to connect to your SIO port?
Um,
What's the man in the middle now?
it's the same thing. I use
Because I'm going
gosh,
to
I
need to get
wish
hold of one of those cables at some point to get from USB to 25 pin.
I wish you could view my video.
I've been using Gearmo cables. I got a bunch of them on eBay really cheap, and it goes USB to RS-232.
Yeah, that's what I need. I don't want to just buy random stuff without consulting you guys, because obviously you guys are doing it. So, no point really is to buying random stuff when people are out there already doing it. Can one of you flick me some emails?
Yeah.
I mean, my
So-
email and just
So-
tell me roughly what we're looking at.
I can show you how I'm set up. So I have so I have my 2SIO, and I just
Yep.
have the 9-pin cables that go into the back of my Altair,
Yep.
and then I have a 9-pin to 25, and then I do everything 25 coming out the back, and then I just use this is a USB to 9-pin.
Yeah. Okay.
This is I kind of like these ones.
Oh, breakout. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this has little lights on it, and this is another one. So I just use USB to 9-pin.
I picked up something like this. It's a breakout. It is a little pricey. It was like 20 something dollars, but it was like a breakout box showing the lights and different things, but it has all 4 connectors. So I have a 25 pin coming out of the I'm sorry, that's the FDC plus going in, even though it's only using part of it. And then it hooks into my 9-pin USB going into the computer. So I found that the reason I got it is because it just has everything. I don't have to be swapping too many cables right out of the box. That was just an Amazon purchase.
This is like one of the Gearmos. You can buy them with 1 RS-232, 2, 4 RS-232s,
Oh, there you are.
all going to one USB connector.
Yeah, and then for the SBC 100, you need a cable like this.
Yeah, I've got the bits. I've got the bits coming on that, so I'm hopefully going to cook some of those up, Patrick. The 26-way. Well, it's 26 to 25, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you only can put 25. At least mine, you can only put 25 in here, so I just ripped one of them off.
You lose the last pin, don't you, or something?
Yeah.
I've got some parts. I can't. It's really difficult to explain to you guys how I can't get anything like this in the UK. You guys have just got everything available to you, so easily, and it's just there's nothing here. I'm having to really to make these cables. I'm going to buy the IBC crimp components. I'm just going to try and make them myself. I used to make floppy disk cables years ago myself. So what could possibly?
This one I made myself.
You can find a lot of those cables in China.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting them from. Yeah, I've got to. I mean, I've just got to, because to order one, I'd love to order all these things from Parastream. I mean, Parastream is like Arcturix. It's like the prices to get this sort of stuff shipped over to the UK. One of those cables that Patrick's got in his hand would cost me, I don't know, $50 of your dollars, which is
oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's
I'll send you one for 40.
It's $29 to buy it, and it's $29 to ship it.
Is there a UK version of Amazon or anything?
Yeah, it's just not here.
Okay.
There's nothing here like
go to
that.
AliExpress. I got these for like $1 a piece. These are like $1 a piece from AliExpress, and it's the IDC. But they have every kind of cable you can think of.
Yeah,
they got them, and I get shipping usually within about a week from AliExpress now.
Yeah, I buy a lot of my stuff from Ali, and it's about 9 days.
Yeah,
so I've got a 9-day lead time on like a bag of resistors.